Listen up, Raiders. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
Hi. My name's the tail that fell off.
Yeah, that's the kind of my one little defective problem with that guy. So you scoot over a little bit so you can cuddle up a little bit closer.
Steve was like, "You're gonna have to grab him from the chair." I grabbed him from the chair and his tail still in the chair, and I'm like,
It's the one ball joint that, like, I've done everything to that thing and it still won't stay on.
"Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty close there.
I see you're lonely at work. You know, I gotta snuggle up a bit. Today we're going to be doing a Collectible Wars, and I thought something that'd be interesting is because we are probably not really getting anything to really compare Mr. King Ghidorah here to from the 2019 film, SH MonsterArts wise, because we're not getting a NECA and the Bandais and stuff. The Jacks aren't really remotely close to the scale of this thing. So until you get the statues, and even then you're like, well, you're arguing ball joints over a fixed figure. So decided to actually just go over it with another SH MonsterArts Ghidorah, which I feel is like one of the better ones. Is
I need some duct tape. Kind of need duct tape.
No, which is the original release King Ghidorah. The special color one's cool too, but I like my beams to look all the same. Although it does come with the time ship. But we saw a few comments of people bringing up that they felt like we were a little harsh to this thing because both of these have mute colors, both them have wing problems.
Wait. Who's colorblind here?
We are, because we said that the coloring sucks on this.
Look at this.
As per comments, I'll send Ernest the comments.
It does.
It is. Which I guess we'll just get into it. So you're gonna fight for. So I gotta try to make my argument for this thing, right?
Yeah.
That this thing's amazing.
Yeah.
Compared to that thing. Oh, it's gonna be rough. All right, I'm gonna show you my bias. I think that one's still the better one because you'll see how it does it jokingly with the tail popping off there. I have to hold it like this, otherwise it'll fall apart. I have to hold it at the wings.
Oh, thanks, Steve. We're winning over here already, peeps.
Granted, I have to hold it at the wings so that thing doesn't fall apart. If you held yours at the wings, it would break. So
we're about to test this theory.
Oh, please don't. He's actually harder to get.
Oh, look, I'm technically holding it by the wings, Steve.
That's true. The wings are, at least on that one, it's like, if you're not being rough with it, you won't have problems. If you're rough with it, it's going to break.
Only thing I'm worried about this guy breaking is these right here, just by looking at it.
Yeah, which is sort of like, you get the same problem with this.
Except these are like massive.
And actually, you know, we're not even going to debate. I'm just, that one's just better, I think. Main reason, I do appreciate that they, with the gimmick here, like this just slides off. So when you get in the packaging, you don't have to worry about being broke as much.
Yeah. It's
kind of cool. But then you get these problems, like this one barely stays on. I was thinking about gluing it on, but big problem with that for me is I could see me wanting to move at some point or other.
There goes the value too if you glue it.
It hurts the value. Two, I can't put it back in the box if I need to. For some reason, if I gotta put this thing back in the box, it is axed at that point. I could do the nail polish trick, but I still feel like that's not going to be as secure as I want it to with this. So for the most part with this Ghidorah, you are pretty much required to be using the stands, I feel. Like I've seen some people being able to pose theirs, but you have to kind of get it in weird, awkward poses with like the wings back, and you're stressing out a lot of the other joints in order to do that.
I feel like mine is just better detailed all around.
Alright. To be fair, I think they're about as detailed. But, one of the major things that was brought up for a review that we were a bit too nitpicky is we said the color was pretty bland on this guy, right? And a lot of that is, I don't feel like it's because of the color scheme. I think it's bland. It's just the way the colors are so muted and with the detailing the way it is. It's just nothing stands out.
Yeah.
For me anyways. Like the wings for the most part, outside of where you get the color variation, you don't get to see really the diamond patterning. Like especially like when I had both these guys sitting on my review table over there to build up for this video, and that thing just like clearly stands out with like the metallic finish to it. really helps to make the diamonds pop, and even has like a darker wash in some of the areas too.
Yeah.
Which again,
The shadowing
helps to make the all that scaling pop out a lot better.
makes it stand out.
Well, this one, I don't even think the metallic would have really saved it. Like, it'd help a little bit because then you get a lot more light refraction off of the scaling here, which would make it pop out a little bit better for me. Like I said in the video, I think to more accurately represent how he looked in the film, it should have had some kind of black wash. So you would have had like a little bit of black in between everything, especially in the face. Like there's like that one close-up shot you have this thing next to Millie in the movie, and I don't think any of these heads that likes to pop off easy really convey that same amount of detail. Well, with that guy, like it's Heisei Ghidorah, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the difference between the two, because I'm actually going to sit this guy down just a second.
Personally, that's my favorite Ghidorah.
I do, like, it's cool. I like this one a little better. For me, anyways. I think it's more nostalgia than anything.
Yeah, that's more nostalgic, like Shepard said. It's
Like,
nostalgic,
I like
it's not
this
a
one.
real...
Well, to be fair, I think Grand Ghidorah is a cooler design. Pretty much any of the Mothra Ghidorahs, I think, are just a cooler design.
Okay, Grand Ghidorah, like, that's like...
The Grand Ghidorah is just sweet. Death Ghidorah, too,
Yeah.
is really awesome. But between, like, the ones in the Godzilla movies, I'll give it to you. Like, that's probably that's the gnarliest looking one. But I just kind of like... In its universe, I like this one. But, as you guys can see, so we can get a little better look at it. Like, it's just like the metallic really helps to shine a lot of the details. You guys can kind of see what I'm talking about with the
Only
the way the scaling is.
They put in shadowing in there, and it just makes it pop out, like you said earlier.
In some of the spots, like for the most part, it's just the diamond pattern is a lot more predominant too. Like a lot more of the diamonds stick out better.
Jesus Christ, the actor suit for that Ghidorah was fat.
Well, you have to remember, somebody had to fit in this thing, right? Plus, you had to have all the working parts for the heads and everything. And now, granted, like a lot of this is just wires, but
Well, God, like look at that guy's chest down there, and look at this one. This one's got boobs.
right, he's got a little bit of a beer belly here.
I know.
But it's a lot of the same. Like for the most part, it's mostly one color scheme. They don't like toenails aren't painted, but I think the toenails on that Ghidorah were gold anyway, so still, it works.
The entire Ghidorah was just gold.
Yeah, because you even have like back here, there's not much detail. But the way that they did the mold for this one, it just helps to make the detailing stand out better than what you had with this one.
I like the spikes on the neck better on that one on the floor.
Like I said, I think in terms of design, like that one's just way gnarlier. But the thing that I like, I almost wish they would have did with the wings, because if they weren't doing a lighter material, I feel like they should have just did what they did with this and just it should have been connected from the get go.
Yeah.
I mean, like it should have been some kind of hinge joint, and maybe just did something to reinforce the legs a little bit. Because granted, like you still could have done the stance for the wings in order to keep it upright if you're really worried about it, which I think is a good idea. Like how big the wings are, great idea. But I think they should have been like permanently fixated to the figure. Because in the package here you go.
Like this one.
Yeah, sort of like that one. Like they could have just did like a bigger reinforced joint.
You pick them up, it scares.
It's a little terrifying.
It's scary.
But if you would have did that at least, this guy would be a lot more. I can move him around better instead of having to hold him like this in order to worry about the weight of the wing slipping. Because with these kind of joints here, where they pop on and off, it shouldn't be something that's heavy. Like this should have been a vinyl or just some kind of lighter material. Yeah, because outside that, most of the stuff is pretty much the same. Like, I think the articulation for the heads on this one's actually a little better. Because the articulation actually goes into the body here, while on that one, it kind of stops right at the base.
Well, I mean, like, look at when you open this one's mouth all the way, you can see, like, the dung just, it's glued in there. Unlike that one, it actually goes back.
Yeah, well, the thing I noticed is, like, all these mouths are a little bit crooked. Then they're actually, they're only really held in by, like, one little peg in the back of the throat. It's pretty much, it slots in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's a weird design. Then, like, they don't open as far.
Like this one?
Yeah, like, you don't get quite the gnarly work. But then again, in the film, you don't see that. So, I get it.
Well, thank you for arguing for my figure, Steve.
No problem, no problem.
I
My head won't stay on anymore.
I feel like I didn't have to say anything for this. I was just... yeah.
You're just here for moral support.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about with the figure? Or at least what you like and dislike between the two?
You already covered everything. Like I said, I like the design on this one better for sure. But this one has definitely a way better paint job.
To me, I think personally that's the better toy. Because for this one, for me, it's mostly like, at this point, just a glorified statue.
Yeah, that's all it is. And that's
I see people talking about, like, you could technically put the wings in different. I haven't tried it, but as you guys can see, so you have them kind of crawling.
This just looks weird. And now it looks like smog.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Like, to be able to actually have it in the body, you can only really do it in the one pose. Granted, I guess that would help to keep it upright, but then you're going to damage these the claw tips at the end.
The biggest
I would recommend that.
The biggest issue with this guy is his size. And because of his size, he's just a statue. But
it's size and material. Because if it would have been like, if the joints would have been attached, I don't think it would have been as big a problem for me, at least wing-wise, if there was some way that these were actually connected. Because in the package, you could have just had them set up like this, had the wings out, take the tails off, and then I think it still would have been fine for shipping-wise.
His box was massive.
Yeah, because it was already big to begin with.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the extra, like, not even an inch that they would have been giving? To be honest with you, I feel like it could have made the box smaller at that point.
But what I was saying is, you're paying for Monster Art. You want articulation. You don't want a statue.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to pose and play with it. This one, I can't really play with it.
And not too many poses are available because of his size.
Yeah, like for photos, I'm very glad that I made that super giant city that I did. That's a very expensive comb you're using. Because when I propped it up in the city, I could use the buildings to support to hold the wings up.
I see that.
Oh, so nice.
I was like, Steve, you're a cheater.
I wasn't going to because I was kind of afraid of damaging it. The building, so I wasn't quite as worried about this because it's still like it's a fairly sturdy figure, but it's like if it tips, you're definitely gonna lose some claw tips for sure. But for the most part, like if you guys get this, I recommend having it with the stands up.
I recommend you leaving it in the box.
Which I guess is kind of another negative for me because like I like that Ghidorah because I don't have to have stands with it.
Yeah.
And for the most part, with the figures, I try not to pose them with any of the stands, except for like the flying ones. Well, doggy's coming down. I guess we gotta conclude this video. Anyways, which one did you guys think? I had somebody ask that if we were going to be doing an update list of top 10 worst SH MonsterArts figures.
Oh, we should.
I don't think this, like, there's been some stinkers. I don't think this is... It definitely makes the 10. I think there's some of the 10 there's at least one of the 10s that get knocked out of there. I feel like the Destroyer set's still worse than this guy.
As he's falling apart.
And typical MonsterArts stuff, like it's ball joint figures. Like I'm not gonna fault the figure because it's slides apart because it's how it's designed. Like I already know what I'm getting into.
I'm paying $300. I expect this goddamn tail to stay on.
$190, I think, after shipping was what I paid for this guy. But mainly it's just like you guys can kind of see between the two if you want to hold up that Ghidorah. With the color variety, even though they both have like the same color variety on them, like being very bland colors, you can definitely tell that this Ghidorah's detail stands out way more than this, which is kind of sad for something that this was a CG model. Granted, like hand sculpted, but still a CG model, while that is a suit. It has better detailing. But anyway, again, listen to the comment section below which one you guys think, which one you guys prefer, and help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.